not talking about a pen because I thought it would be fun to do something else. And just occasionally, I'm going to turn this off, just occasionally I like to also talk a little bit about gear products and outdoor items that I think are useful. And there's a bit of an overlap, quite a bit of overlap between the pen community and EDC communities. So I thought this would be interesting, at least to some of us. And that's pretty much it. There's a blue light on, isn't it? Oh, no, that's not. Oh, anyway. I was sent this headlamp by Wuben. I have reviewed a pen by Wuben that I actually really quite liked. And I know that this is not the type of review that's of interest to anyone, but I thought that, again, at least some of you might enjoy this. So I'm going to cover all the features of this Wuben H1 headlamp. I will talk about some likes and dislikes, and especially for you all, I did a demonstration in the darkest place I could find, which is a Cold War bunker in Alberta, which is actually hewn out of a mountain. It's a dark cave. I'll make sure that I show you a picture of what that bunker looked like, and then we'll do a demonstration in the dark briefly, but just to give you an idea of the different modes. The final thing I will say is Wuben has offered me an affiliate link, which means that if you like this product and if you want to purchase it, then you can do that through the link in the description, and I get a small commission for these sales. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, very rarely is it that I get these kinds of offers. I only accept them when I feel confident about the product that, or the company that is represented by such affiliate links. I've been playing a lot with this headlamp. I really like it, much like that pen of the same brand that I've reviewed earlier, and therefore I feel confident to have those affiliate links up. For the record, because that's another concern that some people have, I was not paid for a positive review or only got an affiliate link in exchange for a positive review. I was given an affiliate link in exchange for an objective review. Now, as we have discussed before, I don't think reviews ever are objective, but I've done my best. So why don't we start to talk about the product, then I'll show you the demonstration, and I'll talk about some likes and dislikes. Let's go ahead. Okay, let's have a look at the Wuben H1 headlamp. I said user because I was just looking at the user manual and then I read user. Sorry. There's a lot to talk about with this lamp and to go through. So this is the box, and then there is actually a cardboard box. I've not really put this together well, but there's typically a lot of noise when I open these boxes. So you have this plastic box, it goes in there, and then all of that goes into a plastic sleeve. And the cardboard box is kind of cute because when you get it, the headlamp is kind of fitted in there, so it looks like this manga type character is wearing the headlight, which I thought was kind of cute. The box has a lot of information on the product in it, or on it I should say, so that's kind of neat. I just want to share a couple of features with you. There are two replacement O-rings which you can use, obviously, to replace O-rings when they wear out, if they wear out. O-rings tend to wear out, right? This is the thing. So typically, I would say the fewer O-rings on a product, the better it is. But this is a doable amount, I think, or number, I should say. We have a certificate of authenticity, and that's quality control, etc. And we have a little charging cable because the headlamp can be charged, which I thought is quite nice. Okay, here we have the actual product. The brand name is all over the headband. Headband, of course, is simple. You put it over your head, and then this top strap keeps it in place on your head so that it won't sag down. Here's the actual headlamp. I'm going to zoom in a bit so I can show you the features. It's really quite powerful, so I don't want to blind you or wash out the camera, but let's try and go over the functions. So I'm going to start on this side. On that side is the battery. It comes with a battery. It's a 2600 milliamperes 18650 type battery, and the nice thing is it's rechargeable. So you can very simply, you don't need to buy a special charger, although they exist for these kinds of batteries. I have one in an Olight, for example, but you can just plug in. Always a bit of fiddling there. You can just plug in the cable, put in a USB port, or a wall socket if you have a wall socket adapter for this, and then you can charge your battery, which I think is very nice, because try walking into a shop and finding one of these batteries. It's not like it's a AA that you can get at any gas station, right? So I like that it's rechargeable. Okay, the headband itself is nice. It's stretchy. Stretchy things can lose that stretchiness, right? So that's absolutely something to take into account. What I do like is that it has this rubberized material all over it, including in this is the actual lamp part, right, the back of the lamp part. So I haven't found it to really slide down a whole lot or something. It stayed in place pretty well. Okay, final feature before we get into all the light modes, and for that, forgive me, but I will refer to my notes because there are a lot of different modes and options with this lamp. One thing that I really enjoyed is you can adjust the orientation. So if you're wearing it on your head, which I'm not right now, but if you are, you can have it point straight forward, but you can also have it turned down if you're reading. You can have it turned up if you're trying to bounce light off a ceiling or something. You can do all kinds of things, which I think is quite nice. And for the record, the lamp does not come out. Okay, so it does not come out of this bracket. Okay, the different light modes, and for this I'm going to point away a little bit from the camera lens because again it is quite bright. So what do we have? Maybe before I should say this, before we go through all those modes, it's for sale for $35.99 US right now on the Wuben website. The body is aluminum alloy. I've talked about the battery. It's one Osram P9 LED, and it has a whole bunch of light modes. So there's only one switch, which is very nice because it's not confusing. You hit it and the headlamp turns on. I'm just going to point this at the camera. This is the lowest setting, which they call the moon setting. It's not very bright, but it lasts very long, because that setting is 1 lumens, so 1 lumen I suppose, and according to factory specifications it will last for 500 hours. Now, having tried this in the dark, it is very, very weak, but it'll last a long time. While it's on, if I hold this button, it goes to a brighter setting, and it goes back to the moonbeam. Done. Okay, I'm just going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn it on again for the fun of it. So that moon, that is 1 lumen, 500 hours. Then you have a low setting, which is 80 lumens, and that lasts 14 hours as per manufacturer's specification. And then the medium setting, which will last 2.6 hours and is 400 lumens. I'll show you all of these in the darkness demonstration later, but right now I'm just going through all the functions. In this mode, if I double click the button, it will go into an ultra bright setting. That's called the turbo mode. Now, the turbo mode is interesting because in the turbo mode, it's 1200 lumens and it only lasts for 1 minute. Then it goes down to 500 lumens and that lasts for 2 hours. When I say last, what I mean is that's how long a full battery charge is supposed to last. Now, as you can see, I switched it off, I switched it on again, right? The lamp has a memory function. So if I leave it in moon setting, I turn it off, I switch it on, I get moon again. If I leave it in the low setting, I switch it off, I turn it on, it's in the low setting, etc. You get the point. Okay, in the brightest setting, it is supposed to shine about 125 meters. I have not measured this. I have read up on the product online, and the consensus seems to be 125 meters may be a bit of an overestimation. What I will say is, and you will see this, when I was in complete darkness, when I put it in turbo mode, the entire cave I was in lit up. So there is that. Is it 125 meters exactly? Who's to say? Now, what else? Because there are more modes. You can use an auxiliary light, which is what you see here. Sorry, what you see here. So here's the main LED, here's an auxiliary light. When the lamp is turned off, you can long press the button and then the auxiliary light is turned on. There you go. And this is flashing. I'm going to point that away. Sorry. If I hold this, it cycles through different modes. This on my camera right now looks yellow. It actually is a white light, and it is not particularly bright. It's supposed to, it's 10 lumens and it's supposed to last 25 hours on a full charge. And if I cycle through it again, I get this red light. Red is always nice because it doesn't destroy night vision. And if I cycle through it again, then you get a flashing light. So warning, I'm sorry about earlier, I forgot it wasn't that flashing setting. Again, this too has a memory, but I'm just going to make it flash again. So if flashing lights are not good for you, please look away for a second. Here we have the flashing light. Now, the flashing light's off screen. There we have that. The red light is also 10 lumens and supposed to last 30 hours on a full battery charge. Okay, for those of us for whom flashing lights are not good, please be advised, I'm going to make this flash again. Okay, so please look away for a second. If you double press the button when the lamp is off, you get a strobe light. Okay, the flashing light is off. I'm just going to make sure that I have set that up. Okay, no more flashes. That should be it for today. So that's that light. That is a double press. Now then there is a triple press. We're almost there. If I press the button 3 times, you can hardly see it, but now this blue light is there. The blue light is also part of the auxiliary light. That was interesting. They have given this the term breathing light, and this is very nice. This is supposed to last, as you can see, I hope you're able to see it, it very slowly oscillates, and this is just so you can find your lamp in the dark. If you put this in a backpack and you're in complete darkness and you want to be able to find it, you can turn this on, you can find your lamp easily. This is supposed to last on a full battery 100 days. So it's very dim and it's only there so you can find your light. Now, I'm going to turn that off again. You do that with another 3 presses, and if I press the button again, we're back to regular light. I'll leave it on that moon light. Now the final thing, and then we're going to do our darkness demonstration, but I wanted to give you a good overview of the product. So we have now done 2 quick button presses, right? And the quick button presses gives us the strobe. 3 quick presses gives us the breathing light. 4 quick presses, that is one of my favorite functions, makes that light flash 3 times, and then you have a soft lock. So now when I press the on button, nothing happens. You see those blue flashes, that's just to indicate that the lamp is locked. This I find particularly helpful because if you do put this in a bag or in a backpack, by accident, the lamp could be switched on, and when you need it, the battery is dead. But this way, you simply cannot activate the lamp until you press it 4 times again, and it's going to be a quick flash, right? And now as you can see, the lamp's on in the last setting it was in. So that's the moon setting, medium, and high. And that's it. So now I'm going to show you a picture of the bunker where I tested this. The demonstration is very short, but I mean, it's a lamp. I don't know how long I have to show you this, but I go from the moon setting to the low, to the medium, and then to the turbo setting in complete darkness in a Cold War bunker. And that's pretty much all there's to it. So let's do that now. A kind thank you to Wuben for sending me this. If you are interested, your attention is piqued, and you're looking for a headlamp, you can do that. You can always get this. As to likes and dislikes, I found it to be very comfortable to wear. I found the host of functions to be very helpful. I haven't really experienced any negative things with it. The only thing I will say is, again, elastic materials tend to at some point lose their stretch, but that's really all I found. It's completely adjustable for the size of your head. I found it comfortable. I found it very bright. It's rechargeable. It works very well. I simply don't really have anything that I really disliked about it. So there you have it. I'll let it speak for itself in the demonstration. Hope this was useful, and affiliate link, should you want it, then it is in the description, and that's all there's to it. I hope this was useful. Let's check this thing out in the dark. So now you can see nothing because I'm in a cave that's a bunker. I'm now going to turn on the headlamp. You probably can't see much because it's very weak. I'll go through the modes. This is the weakest setting. This is the medium setting. This is the higher setting. And that's the ultra setting. So as you can see, it gives a nice amount of light on especially the highest setting.